Let us see. Let's just get ready. Excellent. Here we go. I'm just getting everything set up. We will go live shortly. I should probably turn off my phone, huh? Okay, I will do that. Excellent. There is that. Yes, I went live because I wasn't sure if my microphone was working. How does that sound? Excellent. Yay. Just waiting for people. Thank you for coming here, Michael. Thank you for visiting. Yay. Here we are. Well, you know, I am, since things haven't worked in the past, I decided that I would go live and then get it all set up and then wait for the next few minutes for people to come on, to come on. He's laughing at me. He is laughing at me. Oh my God, do you see that? He is laughing at me. We're getting this down though. We got stuff happening. So welcome everybody. I just need to double check that the Facebook one is working properly. So Laura, if you could just say something on Facebook if you hear me. Just making sure, just make a little comment there in the comment section. This is also tricky. I don't know how my friend, there are people who are just so amazing with this stuff and they just seem to have some built-in gene. Facebook working here, excellent. There's one. Now let me just make sure. Great. Oh my gosh, it's finally working. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, so there's people like my friend Michael Arrington and Esther Goldberg and Sloan Bella. Like you all have this thing down pat. I am just this neophyte here doing this. Do I have incense burning? No. So we don't really technically need incense for this kind of meditation that we are going to do. In fact, all we really need is a chair to have our feet flat on the floor. So, but if you should want some incense or a candle burning or something like that while we're doing this, whatever makes you feel super comfortable and in that space where you're going to be able to send out love and light and things like that. Something flew by me. Oh, you know what? I probably have spirit beings in here, but if something flew by, I would say it's probably a cat hair. So, but just drifted by. Great. It's welcome to my world where beings fly back and forth in the space, back and forth. And Michael, congratulations, you saw it. So, yeah, I thought I saw something too, but I don't know what it was. I was looking down and then it flew by. I don't know. It wasn't cat hair. So, okay, everyone. When I go back to look at this replay, I cannot wait to see what that is, which being I brought with me, because that's going to be amazing. Spirits are with us all the time. We just sometimes notice them and sometimes not. And some of us are incredibly electric. And things happen like my technology not work. Allie. Yeah, it might have been Allie. Might have been Allie. Because you're visiting me. So gosh, Well, I don't wanna give it too long before we start, but we are gathering a little bit of steam here. So, how's everybody doing today? Allie, our Allie friend is here. I'm getting so used to this. Yeah, spirits flitting about. How are the spirits by you? All of your places and spaces and everything. Yeah, the energy's been a little bit crazy here. I know I don't have the chat showing like I usually do with all of you, but it is working. And so if you want to make if you want to make a comment, certainly feel free. Let me know that you're here. There are several people here, so just feel free to say hi. I'm going to start the meditation in about 3 minutes, give or take. And it's not a very long one per se, but it should be good. Yes, MK. Hi, MK. And Angela. Oh, wait, let's see here. Yeah, I can't. I could see there's a few on YouTube, a few on my actual page, and a few on my personal page. So welcome to everyone who is here. And I might just start this sooner. So excellent. It's Monica and Lottie. Oh, I wasn't sure who MK was, and I should have figured that out. Well, welcome, Monica and Lottie. These are Monica and Lottie have been doing meditations with me for quite some time. So I always appreciate when they come and join us for anything that we are doing. Yeah, so this live is a little bit different for all of you who are joining us for the first time, in that this is really meditation that I wanted to do because obviously there are things going on in the world, and I wanted to do something specifically in solidarity with Ukraine. So welcome everyone who's here, everyone who's going to pop on as more people see that we are live. But welcome to all of you. So for those of you who don't know me or are just getting to know me newly, Angela, others, I'm Debbie Taitel. I am a clairvoyant. I decided I'm magic maker. Something flipped by me in my across my screen earlier. So clearly there are spirits around us that want to do this. And they are making themselves known. We think that it is our friend Michael and my friend Allie, which is fabulous. Welcome, Allie, from the other side. And I am a healer and spiritual director of all things at Spirit Light Insight Clairvoyant Readings. So I'm including this particular meditation as part of my ongoing Platform for Peace Spiritual Activism series. And yes, there is a thing with spiritual activism, right? Not everything is all what we do in the physical. Things happen in the spiritual first, and then they manifest in the physical. So anytime we can do spiritual activism, which is a meditation or any kind of prayer, things like that, that is actually making a difference. Everything is energy. And when we have our energy and our intent and our vibration set to a space of love and peace and compassion, every single thing that is around us is affected by how we set our energy. And you can think of it in the way of like 6 degrees of separation, right? We all know somebody who knows somebody, and we always say, oh gosh, it's a small world. We, We run into people on the streets or just know people who know people. We find out about ourselves, we find out about others, but everything around us is affected by our energy and those 6 degrees of separation. So while we might not be physically present somewhere, maybe you want to go to a protest, but you can't get out there or don't want to be in the crowds, whatever. You don't have to be physically present. We can still come together virtually and have an effect as a little group of people as we come together in meditation and prayer to align our spirits and to amplify and direct the vibrations of peace and love to Ukraine. So for any of my students who are here or compadres, hello, Julia Harrell, welcome, welcome. Any of you who know how to run energy, go ahead and start that process because you're just going to help ground the space even more so for everyone. So one of the news outlets that I was following made a great observation, and I knew I was seeing it, but I couldn't really put my finger on it. Sometimes, there's a lot of people who are aware in certain areas that I'm not, or you're not, or, whatever. But one of the news outlets that I was following that I saw made this observation about the protests. And what they said was so profound. Even the news media commented that people aren't protesting against something. If you notice all these protests, everyone is standing in solidarity and unity with Ukraine. And that is making all the difference, whether you believe it or not, in Ukraine. You see, when we're against something, we're resisting it, we're fighting against it, we're pushing against it, and we actually fuel whatever is happening. When we are standing grounded in solidarity and in unity, there's a space of love, there's a space of support. It is all there. And excuse me one second, I do have a cat hair, right? Oh, goodness. My nose is itching. Normally, what do they say, that you're going to kiss a fool when that happens? I don't know. Let me just, anyway, back to this. Very unprofessional to do that, but it had to happen. So, so people are standing in solidarity. And the distinction when people are together in unity energetically, we are strengthening the Ukraine by those actions. And apparently my little girl came a walking by here. So because we're about to do a meditation, so it makes perfect sense. So let's do it. As we offer to stand in unity and solidarity, we also give ourselves space to process and heal all the emotions and the feels that we are feeling, because let's face it, anytime we see something like this and we're watching our social media, we are watching our YouTubes, we are watching the news, we are watching what is happening. Things come up for us. Because what we're witnessing is an invasion of someone else's space. And I know that each and every one of us has experienced somebody invading our space, our personal space. But imagine if it was on a larger scale and somebody was invading a whole country. But we need to give ourselves space to process and heal all those feels, because that is really what it comes down to. So first, from all these different channels, and thank you all for being here. Let's get grounded. And if you've not been with me before, that's okay. I am going to walk you through all the steps gently and smoothly. And you're going to get to use your imagination and your light and your healing for yourself and for others. So give yourself a breath. And as you exhale, just begin to say hello to your body. Just really be aware of your physical body and how you're feeling. The type of meditation that we're going to do here is you're going to be seated in a chair. You're going to have your feet on the ground. You don't have to be in any particular posture. Somebody mentioned earlier, do I have incense burning? But, if you've got a candle that you'd like to light for Ukraine, feel free to do that as well. But gently close your eyes and begin to tune in with your breath. And rest your attention in the center of your head. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, wherever you are, wherever you're listening, just turn your gaze downward so that you begin to get a sense of space, of your space, and you can just follow along. If any thoughts or images come up, just notice them and acknowledge them. Just acknowledge any thoughts. It's not about making your mind blank. We can't ever really make our mind blank, but we can certainly begin to release all the chatter, all those thoughts that are in there that are just all the time. So just tune into you. And whatever you do, I encourage you to just breathe more. Gently rest your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head. And imagine a beautiful, big, strong oak tree out in front of you. See the trunk be very large with roots going into the ground. Imagine that you're in a space where you can feel the strength of that oak tree. And imagine yourself kind of flattening out the top and having a seat on top of that oak tree. Just have it, in fact, even connect up right at the tip of your tailbone, the base of your spine, right at that first chakra. And if you're not familiar with chakras, it's an energy center in your body. It's a place for safety, a place to give you a space to release. And imagine that oak tree, while you're sitting on top of it, while you are connected to it, is going to support you and hold you in a space of love, a space of comfort, and more importantly, or most importantly, give you a space to be who you are with full support of Mother Earth. This oak tree will also give you a space to release energy so that all those feels and experiences that you're having, that you're able to release them gently and effortlessly. So give yourself a breath, and as you exhale, imagine a flow of energy moving away from you and going right down that grounding. Anything that no longer serves you, anything that's been bothering you, anybody that's been bothering anybody that's been bothering you. And give yourself a breath. Just watch that flow move away from you and just effortlessly let that grounding, let that connection with the earth be your support, be your foundation. Just take a moment in this space to just really connect. And then before we get into the sort of the Ukraine part of it, I'd like you to imagine a beautiful gold sun above your head, filled with hope and peace and calm. A gold sun filled with love. A space where while we're connected with the earth and we are grounded, that we can connect with the source of all. And that what seems hopeless on the earth is just the opposite. It is not hopeless. But sometimes we make it so because we are looking down in that space versus looking with hope to that gold sun. And then imagine you are shining that gold sun down on you and soaking it up, breathing it in, filling up your mind, body, spirit, and soul with the light, with the source, with golden light and peace. Put a smile on your face as you experience that. And if you're going a little unconscious, go ahead and just give yourself more breath. The one thing about being here versus in a room is I can't, in a room together, is that I can't just tell you that I want to hear the heavy breathing, because I can't hear the heavy breathing because you are where you are. But we want you to give yourself big, giant breaths and just recognize that you just might need to breathe more. And just even for right now, notice, how are you doing? Check in with yourself as you bring in that sun from the top of your head and just begin to fill up all the places and spaces in your physical and energetic bodies. And be at peace for yourself. Now move your attention back behind your eyes in the center of your head. And imagine that each and every one of us that are here are linking hands and standing in a circle of unity, in solidarity with Ukraine. And let us hold space for peace together. And so imagine that we're in this beautiful virtual circle, Even if you're listening later, just have this for yourself, because in spirit, there's no time or space. And from where I sit, even just this invocation is creating the biggest circle of light with gold in the space of love and peace. While we are linking hands and while you are supported by the earth and by the energy of the source, give yourself permission to recognize any of those places within you that is healing. Give yourself permission to heal from any bullies or tyrants who have invaded your space. I am sure that at one time or another, someone has invaded your space. You've called them an energy vampire, I am sure. So just breathe and release those people. There's a pretty smart guy that said something to the effect of, "Forgive them, they know not what they do." And it's really true. Those of you who are just joining, just kind of jump right in and close your eyes and just tune in to the energy. We are linking hands in a beautiful golden circle, standing in solidarity with Ukraine. One of the ways that we own our space is just by grounding and standing in it. And so while we are standing in our space, we also can hold space for others to get their space back. However they're going to do it, but energetically at the very least. Hold space for healing and love. And give yourself a breath and release anything, any thoughts, any distractions. Just release those. And imagine opening up a space of your highest essence of love and gold. And I'd like you to imagine that we are not just standing in that circle, but that we are sending a beautiful gold bubble of energy and peace to the land, to the animals, to all of Ukraine, including the people, so that those who may be invading may have their hearts softened in compassion, so that those who are in the middle of the peace talks, I think as we speak, I'm not sure what time it is there, soften in a space of compassion. Just imagine beaming love and compassion while you're standing your ground, while you're standing in your space. And give yourself a breath. And release. Be in that space for a moment. Give yourself a breath. Tune in to the space that is you. And give yourself a breath and beam some of that love to all those in Russia who are not in agreement with invading, but are in agreement with everybody having their space. Not everyone is in agreement with what is happening. So beam some love to those who need it, who are also willing to stand up for others, to everyone around the world. And give yourself another breath. And once again, bring your attention behind your eyes, in the center of your head, and allow an energy of love and compassion and peace to circle around the earth wherever it's needed. And just notice if you see it coming up in some place or another. And then be back in the center of your head, that space where you're in charge. Notice that oak tree and that connection with the earth. Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." As we change our own space and we come together in unity to stand in solidarity, to invoke a space of prayer. So now take a moment and say a prayer for yourself and the world. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Just imagine a space of peace, a space of unity, a space of love. May the prayers be answered by the beloved as the source opens up a space for peace, not just here in the US, but all around the world. And then go ahead and create a beautiful gold sun above your head. Really just bring your attention back to you, back to your feet on the ground, back to that connection with the earth. Notice if you're in a different space than when we started. And just notice that gold sun above your head and just begin to call back your energy. Whatever that means, you don't even have to know what that means. Just go ahead and set that intent. Call back your energy. Fill up your heart with love. Just call back your energy into that gold sun. And imagine that that gold sun is going to fill you with even more love. Because anytime we give in a space, which is what we've been doing, we've been giving, there is receiving in the giving. So give yourself back all any kind of love that you might have given away and give it back to yourself as well. It doesn't take away from anybody else. You could just give that back to yourself. So create that big giant gold sun. Imagine that in your mind's eye and just bring it in through the top of your head and have it fill up your whole head and your neck, fill up your chest and your arms and your fingers, your creative channels, your belly. Notice if you're tired or depleted or however you're feeling, just notice it. There's no wrong, there's nothing you have to fix right now. Just call your energy back and just fill up with that gold sun. And then one more thing, just for fun, while you're filling up, because you're a spiritual, multitasking, amazing spiritual being. But I'd like you to imagine a rose that's filled with love and just a simple hello. Hey, how you doing? We're here. We support you. Just a hi. Hello. Greetings and salutations. Hey, hi, howdy, hello, and how are you? Can all go in that rose. And imagine that you are giving that rose to someone in the Ukraine. You don't even have to know the person. Just imagine it and then bring your attention back to here, back to you. Imagine another big gold sun. And this time, imagine yourself just reaching up and grabbing that gold sun and just bringing it down to fill you up until you are sitting in a bubble of gold energy. Notice that space. And then when you're ready, if you've been doing this meditation, just go ahead and take a big stretch, yawn, bend over. I can't bend over and dump out, but because there's a desk in front of me, but turn to the side, bend over, dump out, shake out your neck and shoulders because sometimes energy gets caught up there. It might not seem like it, but check your space and see how you're doing right now, because this is exactly what spiritual activism is about. We are actively being spiritual, and it will affect energy all over the world. And just kind of look around your room, just kind of notice, be in present time with where you are as you are. If you missed part or all of the meditation, don't worry about it. The video replays will be available on all social media platforms. I'm going to upload it to IGTV on Instagram as well, so it'll be running there. Um, Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with your friends because I will be doing more of these. But this one was super special and dear to my heart because I just kept noticing so much hopelessness around the world, kind of here as we were standing in solidarity or trying to, and it makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. And I'm so blessed that each of you who are here on this call, it's eh, I'm just so grateful that you are here because together we make a difference. If you're interested in shifting your energy, I have a longer meditation coming up on Thursday evening. I will drop the links to register. It's free, but there's a registration. I'll drop the links in the chat boxes later. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. I'll be here a little bit afterwards to answer some questions if you like. But I appreciate each and every one of you more than you can imagine. And I'm so appreciative. So thank you all for coming. If you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. I will see them. Oh gosh, thank you, Sandra. This is amazing. Thank you for being here. Laura, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with me, Laura. You hung out from the whole from the get-go. Thank you, Angela, for being here. And Michael's here somewhere. Michael Arrington and Julia. I don't know if you're still on here, Julia. But thank you all so much. So if you have any questions, you can drop me a line, drop me a message, contact me at, let's see if I have it up here. There we go. You can reach me at spiritlightinsight.com or on your favorite social media channel, because that's how you got to me in the first place, right? So that's where we are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Angela. I'm just kind of getting some people up here. So as I sign off, I'm grateful to all of you for being here. Thank you so much for supporting this this whole endeavor. You don't know how much it takes out of me to do these lives. But for now, remember that everything we offer is worthy and essential in creating the world as we want it to be. Spirit provides guidance, and we can all share the spotlight at the same time. So until next time, be kind to one another and generous in spirit. Thank you, Michael. And bye-bye until next time.